Well, welcome back everybody. My name's Andrew and you're watching the Kelly's Country Life. So, we may have a problem on this house build episode. Look at all that. Hey. So I just got the tools out here. As you can see, it's starting to rain. This does not look good at all. It's starting to lightning, thunder, and I think what this is what's left over from the tropical storm that finished going through yesterday. They're calling for a bunch of rain to come in off the Gulf Coast. I think this is some tropical moisture that's left over. And look at this wind that just started picking up out of the blue. Yikes. So I can already see rain back there through the trees. I'm trying to record a little time lapse of the storm right now if it doesn't blow my camera over. And I've got to hurry up with this intro. So today's plan, assuming Mother Nature lets us, and my plastic doesn't rip off the house as y'all can hear, we're going to get back to putting OSB up top and start blocking out the attic roofing. So that's kind of the plan. We stopped right here on the last episode, and I'm going to continue to carry the OSB all the way down to there. Then we'll come back and do our first run of blocking up here. Then we'll come back and start putting the attic floor in and just carrying it on. What we're trying to do is get the floor done up there so I can then come back and raise stub walls up here on the ends. So ultimately I can drive the house in and get away from this plastic and these storms blowing water all up in the house. Wish me luck. It's already looking pretty nasty out here. So I had this piece removed because rain was blowing in the other day, and this piece actually got wet, but overall it looks really good. Now I've got the plastic up, I'm not as concerned, so I can go ahead and nail it down and leave it in completely, I think. Maybe I should just screw these back ones in until I'm completely dried in, then nail them in. That way if a hurricane or something comes, rips the plastic, I can at least have these out of here. That might be a better idea. Alright, so if you can even hear me, the first full run of decking is done. I've only nailed it on the edges so it doesn't go anywhere. Now we're going to come back, go underneath and put in all our blocking to get our joists spaced perfectly. Then I can come back and finish nailing all these out and lay my next run of decking. Well, it is now next day, late morning. You'll probably hear the thunder in the background. We just had another horrible set of thunderstorms come through. So got tools back out, checking everything, make sure nothing blew down, ripped. Plastic looks okay, but man, the lightning and rain that we've been getting is insane. I dumped 1.5 inches out of the gauge yesterday, 1.5 inches the day before. I can't even see what we got over there today. Looks like maybe 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch from that storm, and the radar does not look good. There's a lot more coming. So I'm gonna try to wrap this video up. All I wanna do is get another run of decking up. We're gonna move on to a little blocking, and that's probably gonna be this video. Whew. Let's get back to work. Well, here we are. We have got our first 2 runs of decking done, as well as blocking. So, like I said, I kind of went above and beyond plan. Wanted to do the blocking extra. The plans called for just 1 center run of blocking, but I wanted it every single edge. I mean, in reality, yeah, it might take an extra hour or 2, but it's worth it. Makes the edges much stronger right there. So I forgot to explain in the last video, a lot of y'all probably looking and are familiar with OSB on these grid pattern lines underneath. They're actually set up, I think, at 16, 24, your common framing measurements. And the reason I did not flip that over and help me to nail in to all the joist and blocking was because I just did a lot of reading up. This is a very, very rough side. And everything I found out or could read on said, you typically flip the rough side of OSB up when you're working on a roof. That way you get traction, you don't slip and fall. But whenever you do flooring also, they recommend it for lining up with joists. But whenever you put it on the side of a house, they recommend you put that kind of waxy upper side, which is on the top, facing out. And supposedly, I don't know if it's true or not, that also is a little more waterproof, having that more pressed waxy side. That's the reason I wanted it up. It looks better up top. It's still not slick by no means for an attic walking surface. It doesn't feel like you'll get splinters or anything else. And just in case this plastic and all ever rips off and rain blows in up there, if that waxy side is true and can handle water a little more, I want it up. All right, so here is the look up top. You can see that kind of more pressed side I'm talking about here. Doesn't feel extremely rough. It would kill my knees working up here if I had it flipped over as well. But I have got everything nailed in. I am loose out on the outside edges. Now I can go back and nail all that in since the blocking's in, which is what I will do. And I'm nailing every 4 inches on center right here per code, believe it or not. I can't believe that an attic's requiring that. And 8 inches on center out here in what's called the field, if anybody's curious about that. All right, so I know there was a lot of time lapse, and these probably aren't the most entertaining videos right now, and that's because the weather has been absolutely horrible. I mean, rain's been beating on the roof. You could never hear me. It's been popping lightning. I've been dogging work off a lot the last couple of days, and they're still calling for a ton more rain the next few days. I've dumped out 1.5 inches in the gauge the last 3 days in a row, so 4.5 inches of rain. That's a crazy amount. I guess this is just stuff left over from the tropical storm. I don't have a clue, but we'll take the rain. We need it because we just went through that drought. So next video is going to be kind of a lot of the same. I hate to say it, but it is. We will have one extra twist on the next video, most likely. So now that this blocking's done, next video we'll load up some more OSB on the tractor, get it tossed up there, try to get a couple more runs and more blocking done. And once we get, you know, the flooring, I keep calling it decking, but you know, the attic decking flooring over to this point, then we can come back here if we want to. See how this blocking does now? Now these walls that are loose, I can come get them nice and plumb, nail them up into all this blocking you know, like this one in the bathroom. I can get everything very nice and sturdy now. So these last two walls right here have been waiting for this opportunity. I can get this wall extremely sturdy. Look how many floor joists I can go into. I just didn't want to do that till everything's blocked out and where it's supposed to be. We've also got to get this utility wall tightened up too. And I'm hoping that's really going to help tighten up that short shower wall as well once I get all these locked in. It absolutely should. So that's what's coming up next. Thank you to all the new subscribers that showed up on the channel recently. The channel just blew the heck up. It was mainly due to some older videos that I have, but I'm sure some of y'all are here for those old ice maker videos and gonna watch me maybe build my house too. So thank y'all so much for that. We truly do appreciate all the support and everybody that's jumped on board. We'll catch you on the next video.